For the p-value, you're going to list the data you wish to compare with the first group you're comparing in one column. Okay, we've got the teachers in one column, and then we've got the principals in the other column. We're going to click the cursor in the cell where you want the p-value to occur, just similarly to the standard deviation, but don't use that standard deviation box. That now has a little formula in there. Okay, so you want to create another cell that has another formula for the chi-square test. All right, you'll select the numbers in the first column as an actual range, click OK, and the p-value for the comparison of the two sets is now in the cell you indicated in step 2. All right, so let's see. Go ahead and give it a stab. List the data. I'm going to read this while you do it. So list the data you wish to compare with the first group you're comparing in one column and the other group in the next. Click your cursor in the cell where you want the p-value to occur. Under the Formula tab, click More Functions, then click Statistical, then click chi-squared. Amy, it actually doesn't matter as long as you don't do it in the same cell that you already had a formula. That's a good question. All right. You'll select the numbers in the first column as the actual range and the numbers in the second column as the expected range and click OK. The p-value will now show up in that second window. All right, so you need to have the actual range A3 through A13, and then your expected range B3 through B13, and then click OK. All right, you'll have a 0.005038 if you did the p-value correctly. You're clicking on chi-square. Holly, let me move back here. Yep, chi-square test. That's right. Let me move back. Yep, I can. Lillian, do you want me to read it, or do you want me to follow along with the pictures of the Excel page? I can do either. Okay. Alrighty, so calculating the p-value, we're going to start with our 2 columns of numbers over here. We already have our cell set up. And then you're going to make a new cell, one that doesn't have a formula. So highlight the one cell, go up to More Functions, then drop down to Statistical, and you're going to get down to the chi-square test. All right. On the chi-square test that you open up, you're going to see it asks for 2 columns, 2 ranges of columns. And so the first range you're going to put in is highlight A3 through A13. Okay. Then in the second space, you're going to put B3 through B13. And then click OK. And you should have your resulting p-value show up in the first box you did, the box you did that was in the second step of creating the p-value. Amanda, that's a good question. If you remember the importance for claiming a statistical significance, if we claimed a 0.05, all right, this number would show there's a statistical difference, all right, between these two groups of numbers. So I would say that you should carry it out probably four places at a minimum 3. All right. Raise your hand if you were able to figure out the p-value here, if you got the same number. All right, there's some of you that I think are still trying to move forward there. I'm going to go ahead and move us forward. If you have questions later, again, I'll help you with this. If you're not familiar with using Excel, just practice. Okay, sounds good. Okie doke.